Hello, scrappers! Tonight I'm gonna be scrapping this. Pretty beat up. I plugged it in and it don't work. This is a Dell 19-inch. I already measured it. Buttons are missing. 19-inch. What is the brand of this? It's a Dell E191HC 19-inch monitor. It's got no HDMI's on it. No display port. So it's not that new. Came with some wires. These are a dime a dozen. So these really aren't worth selling on eBay. But if you do computer projects, these are handy to have. Nice to hold on to. These pins do not look gold plated. Magnet sticks to that. Magnet sticks to the little pin that runs through there too. So that's not brass. I'm going to call this whole thing number 2 copper. Just the way it is. Or number 2 insulated. Let's get a weight on everything here. £9 pounds. I'm going to call this whole thing number 2 insulated, just the way it is. I don't have a need for that wire, but these do come in handy, so I'm going to save this wire. These are common. These are very common. I'm going to hang on to this. This will come in handy. And if you have a lot of those and they're in good shape, they do sell on eBay. But those are also a dime a dozen. Every time you buy a monitor, it comes with one. Flip! Got some screws here. Oh, screw sticks to it, or a magnet sticks to it. These are where you would wall mount it. There we go. Let's see. That pulls off. It's kind of heavy. Curious to see if there's a piece of aluminum in here. So magnet sticks to that. Need to get the part number, the model number for the monitor right on this. No, this can go in the tin bucket, just the way it is. And how does this piece of tin come out? Is there more screws hiding underneath these feet? Oh, it's just being stubborn. You know what? That can go in the tin bucket just like that too. There is a certain amount of plastic that you can leave on your scrap. That's funny. Brand new. Get a brand new monitor. They never took the protective plastic off. I'm not seeing any more screws. So this probably all snaps together. I don't know how to unsnap it. There we go. Look how easy this one's going to be to scrap. That sounded like aluminum. Nope. Some more tin for the tin bucket. Some screws on the side here. Probably could have left those in, because I bet that's also for the tin bucket. I can't believe how easy this is. Oh, the power supply. Now there are people who repair monitors. If this was a working monitor that just had a broken screen, you can sell that power supply as a working power supply. Because you know you got all your model numbers here. And those are not going to come out nicely. So I'm just going to have to break the screws. Because there's a nice gold bearing circuit board right here. Scrapyard does not get this one. That's all gold in there. More gold plating there. I actually want to see if these traces here are gold, because sometimes they do. Now those are copper traces. But Scrapyard does not get this one. This I will be selling on board sort. That's a big monolithic ceramic capacitor there. That guy right there. They do add up. As you can see, I have quite a few here. There's a good board I'll be selling on board sort once I have enough of them. I'm doing a little baby pliers. Some more number 2 insulated. And this is pretty much done. There's pretty much no more circuit boards in here. Pretty much no more good scrap. Another little piece of gold bearing board here. This I'll throw in the tin pile just like this, face down. Kind of sneak it in. These are usually brass. And they're 3/16. I like keeping a nut driver handy for them. Brass for the brass bucket. Magnet sticks to everything. This will go in my tin bucket as well. It is a pretty good looking board. Green on both sides. We have a crystal oscillator. There's a little tiny piece of silver inside of that crystal oscillator. Nothing's gold plated here. I will not be getting the silver out of that, but what I will do is I will sell these on eBay once I have enough of them. And these also, they add up. As you can see, I got a nice little pile going. Once you get enough of them, list them on eBay. You can check out eBay listings. They are listed on eBay. They do sell. A lot of your scrap can be sold on eBay. Just do a search on just scrap copper, brass scrap. A lot of people selling their scrap on eBay. People buy it for the investment, so you usually get a lot more than you do at the scrapyard for it, selling on eBay. Got some number 2 copper here. Number 2 insulated. And these ends here, I know. These are probably silver. I should probably be saving these, but I throw these in my number 2 insulated. We have a transistor. And a piece of extruded aluminum. Ooh, another transistor. Inside of this transistor, there's a little copper plate. I'll show you. See that little plate in there? That's copper. This can go right in your number 2 copper bucket. Is that a little baby relay? No. So you can always do some exploratory nipping at stuff. I do see copper in there. See how hard this copper is to get out of this little transformer. Sometimes it's worth more leaving it right on the circuit board. Yeah, it's got all the layers of tape. Very difficult to get out of that one. Need a glove. Got some sharp edges here. If you're wondering where to get these gloves are quite cheap. I get them at Walmart. You're not going to find them in like the hardware section. They're in the men's clothing section. Like where the they got like over by like where the socks are. You wouldn't even believe it. It's like they're not in the proper section of the store. Where all the work clothing is. That's where I find them. They're a lot cheaper than the ones in the hardware department. Ooh, look at all that copper. And there's a bunch of copper in this little transformer too. And this board, the rest of this, these pins in here are brass. Sometimes they're easy to get out. These ones look like they'll be easy. Don't worry about breaking the circuit board because the scrapyard is going to crush this and bail it. I really want this brass. And it is hot in here. I usually don't get these out because they're never easy. They're always such a pain in the butt. But this one, we got that one. Gone this far. Got that one. You can usually cut a little pathway to them. So like I did here, kind of cut a pathway to it. And they pull right out. And those are brass. More tin for the tin bucket. Some more copper bearing circuit board. Now I know this wire looks bright and shiny, but it is not bare bright because it has the varnishing on it, like an insulation. And these you can usually cut between them. Yeah, good enough. Number 2 insulated, or not number 2 insulated, number 2 copper. And we have a little bit left in here. Actually, quite a bit left in here. These are usually stainless. It sticks to a magnet. Sticky stainless, they call it at my scrapyard, or that's what I call it. There it is. Almost lost a little piece of copper. And this is ferrite. The little piece that flaked off of that. That can go in your tin bucket. Get a little piece of ferrite out of there. We're good to go. That wasn't too bad. Of course, there's some other stuff here. I always gather everything up. It all ends up in the bucket. So the scale says 7.5 pounds now. Let's see how we did. We had almost 7 pounds of tin. The larger pieces I'll throw in my trailer, and all the small stuff can stay in the bucket. I'm going to go to ounces now. We have 4 ounces of number 2 insulated. Four and a half ounces of copper bearing circuit board. got quite a bit of it now. One ounce green board, green on both sides. And Scrapyard doesn't get this one. I have a little hoard of these logic boards out of televisions and monitors. These sell on Board Sort. Check out Board Sort. You'll see what I'm talking about. I always sell my better stuff on the internet. You get a lot more than you do at the scrapyard. This is extruded aluminum. It's kind of heated up and pushed through a press, like a mold, like a Play-Doh Fun Factory. There's a ½ ounce of that. That goes in my bucket with all my other heat sinks. Now for the good part. Oh, we got brass. Brass doesn't really register. I don't want to spill any of my copper. Work hard for this. We got a ½ ounce of number 2 copper. We got the brass and the copper. That wasn't too bad. A few minutes worth of work, make a buck. You never know. Times are tough now. You might have to trade some of that for some ramen noodles. So just remember, guys, scrap is everywhere. All you gotta do is find it, sort it, and hoard it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.